What's up, everybody? You already know what it is. I'm here with Madd Illz.
What's up, y'all?
Listen to me now. He been in the game for a hot minute, and we're going to get to the major detail. We're going to get to the nitty gritty, to the roots of my brother right here. So I definitely got to ask you, when did you started to listen to hip hop? What age?
Man, I'm 40 now. I was probably anywhere around 8 to 10 years old. It was my cousin. We were living in Pine Hills, and my cousin was, I forgot what it was that he was listening. It was a KRS-One or something like that. I was listening through his door. You know, the younger kids always want to be like the older siblings in the house and stuff. So every time I go over to my grandmother's, I would hang out with my cousin, CJ. He grew up in Pine Hills, and that he kind of put me on to the culture of hip hop without knowing that he was doing it.
Yeah. Wow. You know something? I love that. And the other questions that I have to ask you, your family's from Mexico, is that right?
Yes, we're Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming into like Florida, into Pine Hills or anything like that, how did it feel to integrate even with the brothers and the sisters during that era and during that time?
Well, I moved here when I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
And it was because my mother and father were falling out, and when I was born, I was actually a drug mule. We moved over here so my mom could get away from that, and it wasn't like any kind of new integration. It was just I was too small to even understand what that was. So to me, it was just growing up in Pine Hills.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
so everybody was like family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about, because sometimes, you know, when you have other cultures that come to the United States, they may not understand the African American experience or even the culture. So you was already integrated in that during that time.
Right. Like my mother and my grandmother moved here picking oranges, you know, to make a living, and my grandmother became a nurse. So I mean, like, like I said, I didn't understand the difference. It was always like we moved around different spots. I didn't just grow up in one part of town, but like it was always a struggle. It was always, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I was noticing racism back in that day and other people that I could group up with and whatnot, but like it wasn't more of like a color thing. It was more of like a struggle thing.
I like that. I like that a lot, and that's real. You know, and you know, my other question is, and this is a really good question, when you picked up a mic and you started to rhyme, do you remember your first rhyme that you came up with?
Yeah, it was my name is Josh and I came to say.
I love that.
And it was like, I am the best rapper here today. It was in middle school. We had like our 7th or 8th grade little like party that we were doing, and people were getting on a stage doing stuff, and one of my friends kind of like messed up and flubbed what he was doing, and I just came up and did it, and it was that basic and simple, and everyone goes crazy, and I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is something, you know. So ever since then, I just started to do it. So it was natural the very first second I did it.
Yeah,
but yeah, it was very basic.
You know, my other questions, when your first, do you remember your first battle rap? And did you lose or did you win?
I lost.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Yeah, because I wasn't a battle rapper, right? I was a freestyler, and I used to like to write poetry. And then a guy was like, "Hey, man, like let's write some battle raps against each other." So I was like in like 8th grade. You know, like you bring yours on the bus, we'll ride the bus and we'll spit ours on the bus. Yeah. And I came with mine like, "Oh, I'm super hot, lyrical," you know, like with. And then that guy was like, "You stupid Mexican," and I was like, "Whoa," you know, like he totally destroyed me. So then I was like, "Oh, this is what battle rap is. It's not just like who has the best bars. It's like who can like really shred the other person." You know what I mean? But yeah, it was in 8th grade on the bus.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And you know, and I can honestly say, you know, this is what hip hop talking about. And I'm asking these questions for a reason, because getting to know you, getting to know who you are and how you came up into the game, because you know you're 40 years old, so you're understanding that hip hop, like straight up hip hop. And I gotta ask you this question, and this is a good question, because as a 40-year-old, listen to the artists that you listen to. What do you think about the rappers today versus in the early 2000s and the 90s?
I don't. It's not that I think about them any differently, right? Hip hop is ever evolving, and it just so happens to be in another state of its evolution currently. I do feel like there are periods where mainstream media for entertainment will have a lot of really good quality entertainment, and there are times when not so good quality entertainment squeezes through because of marketing or something else that might have happened that gave it the push. So like I'm okay with the way that everything is turning out, right? Like we chose hip hop over violence, and for it to be all inclusive to the point that it is, I don't like to define it anymore. Hip hop is exactly what we wanted it to be. It's in all of the clothes that we wear. It's in every part of the music that we listen to. McDonald's has b-boys on their fucking Happy Meals. Like hip hop is everywhere. Congratulations.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. And before I really close it out, give me your top 5.
My top 5 MCs of all time. I would say Kool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, because like the lineage of MC that I follow, like if you break down my style, would go Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, Rakim, that like goes into like what a Cannabis does.
Yeah.
And then like I listen to Cannabis and Busta Rhymes heavy, so I was always like bar heavy and energy wise, but like MC wise, like Kool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, Eminem, Big Pun, and the fifth one, I would say. Who's the 5th one?
I already know who the 5th one is. It's yourself.
Man, like up until 1999, Cannabis was the dopest rapper ever. Like that style was a part of my style and really, really worked for me. But I would definitely have to give that one spot, and I might even say that he might be over all of them is LL Cool J, because he's been able to transcend so many different periods of this culture and remain someone that everybody gravitates to. So I think that he's a person who knows how to do that, who knows how to evolve with hip hop, and knows how to do it without really wrecking other people. Like sure, he had his time where he had his like battle raps with other artists and stuff like that, but for the most part, the man was one of the first to step out and show these artists how to really be a real entrepreneur and make movies and have shows and all of that. So I think he definitely has to be listed up there.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, thank you so much. I mean, you're doing a really big thing in the community, and we really appreciate you and the energy that you bring. It's amazing. Can you do me a favor? Give the people your IG and how can they contact you or anything like that, my brother. Let's go.
You can reach out to me at Madd Illz. That's MADDILLZ. And my nonprofit for fighting homelessness, Momi Collective. That's momicollective.com. MOMI collective.com. Thank you.
Thank you, man.